Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone.
Wait, I think you stopped the recording again.
No, it's running.
Okay.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. We are Team ZENse. Today we are going to present our bodycon for this semester. And my name is Frank, and the other two men is Shida and Himanshu. So this is the outline for today. I will talk about the project overview, and then Shida will talk about the technical details and the usability evaluation. And after that, Himanshu will talk about the project evolution and demo, and also with the conclusion. Okay, so the project overview. So here, first let me introduce the project overview. So Team ZENse is mainly working on the implementation of a new UI design for the mobile ZENse Live Local Android app. And this app is actually the full functional app, so you can download it from the Google Play Market. And so, however, our client would like to improve the UI to attract as many users as possible, because of they have a chance to collect more data from the user, and we also allow users to upload their data to the backend server, which is running on from machine learning stuff. Yeah, so I think that's the main purpose that we are working on this project. And also, we team also provide a kind of the middle layer, so it allows our client to integrate our UI with the backend in the future. Yeah. So here are two features. You can see the feature in the left side. It's the current version that you can download from the Android Play Market, and the feature in the right hand side, it's kind of the new UI that we team are currently working on. So you can see there a big difference between these two kind of versions for the mobile ZENse app. And so now we know the project object. So what kind of service that we team can provide to our client? So we focus on that. The main service that our team provide to our client is like to understand the priorities in providing a good user experience with the client. And also we team implement the UI from scratch with the dummy data. And then we also create, the third one is we also create a middle layer to take care of the interaction with the backend. So that's what I mentioned in the previous slide. And also we team also can provide provide clear documentation for the data extensibility and the maintenance of the project. And also we allow, or we keep continuing to discussing the requirement or get a requirement from our client to make our project more flexible. So this is this feature is the WBS, which shows how we team can break down the mobile ZENse project into a different kind of part. So the first step is to analyze. So the analyze is something like we need to understand what is the requirement from our client, what he needs, and then after we know and we understand the client's requirement, and we start working on the design implementation stuff. So here it comes out with a lot of software engineering process. So we build up a lot of the story cards and also test the user operation flow during the design and implementation. And we team also have some deliverables to our client, like the statement of work and the design document, and also with the source code and API that we need for the whole mobile ZENse UI. And every week, we team also hold the meeting with our client. So, and today is our final presentation. So actually, this is the team management for our team. So actually, we team have the we play different roles during the weekly meeting. Okay, so for example, someone need to responsible to the status presentation. So the team member had to create this slide to show the progress from last week to this week. And the other one should manage the engineering board, because it's kind of the UI that, for example, with team, when we are doing the ZENse UI, we encounter a lot of the UI design problems. So we need to discuss this problem with our client, and the client helps us to make the final decision. So for example, what kind of function we should keep, or what kind of function that we should delete, or what kind of the user flow that should be changed to make it much more better. Yeah. So the other two tasks is like the meeting minutes and overseeing the integration. So we have 3 team members here, and actually we rotate our roles in every week. Yeah. To practice the software engineering stuff in every week.
Are you going to talk a little bit about, oh, your CMAT. Okay, that's it. Next slide.
Yeah, so we think also thanks to the CMAT workshop, it really helped us a lot, especially that we team learned the importance of developing the certain principles for working together. And the main thing include like following the close to the linear gate history, and also manage the project with the Trello. And we also need to know the importance to provide a clear documentation to our client. And also with the alternating the pair programming stuff. And yeah, the other 2 is the simple division of tasks. And also we have the weekly stand-up meetings, and also have the meeting with Todd. Okay, so here's the roadmap. I just list out the main functionality for the ZENse UI. So you can see here in every month that we team complete different kind of the task. So it shows that we team actually follow our schedule, and to make it, to complete the text or to complete the requirement from our client. Yeah, so you can see that from the September to November that we complete different kind of tasks for the ZENse UI stuff. Yeah, and we are going to demo all the main functionality from Dimension. Okay, so this is a screenshot from the Trello. We can use the Trello to help us to manage our progress. The reason why we use the Trello is that we can believe that Trello provide a simple and intuitive UI for us to arrange or to manage our progress weekly. So yeah. Okay, so Sita will talk about the technical details.
Okay, cool. So some of this stuff is, okay, so the system overview, basically the LifeLogger server is what the backend is all about, and that's something that we didn't touch. What we did work on is the ZENse UI completely and the middle layer. So the middle layer is kind of, we came up with a system architecture that would be able to extend into the future. So we used MVC model and basically modularized all of our code so that the only thing you would have to replace between the UI and connecting it to the backend is to just change out the model basically, and whatever way of storing that you're using. So these are the 2 things that we worked on. Is something missing on this? Wait, we're missing the.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, I can just talk about it. Something happened with Adobe Connect. But basically we have like 4 components of our software. So you have the LifeLogger, and we called it Smart Logger for this demo, but basically you have the user, the timeline, the Google Maps, and yeah, what were we missing?
Dashboard.
In the dashboard. So this was just supposed to show the different components. Like in timeline, you can view all the different items in your timeline. We can just explain this with pictures actually. Yeah. So one of the things is the ER diagram. So we ended up making a local database, even though we weren't really touching the backend at all. This could be used in future integration by pushing the same data up. Or, mainly for demo purposes, we also wanted to create this so that we can store simple stuff easily. So the two main components are the activity table and the user table, and this is just a description of like all the attributes and how they're related. So the different libraries and APIs that we used, we tried to make sure we don't use any like external non-authorized APIs. So we used Facebook SDK for user login and sharing of the activities. We used the Google Places API to allow user to tag locations. So we retrieve a list of all the nearby locations based on the GPS point. We used HChart engine to draw the pie chart for the dashboard, and universal image loader for the photo preview, basically to attach pictures into the activity. So I'll go through the usability evaluation of how we went from the UI screens that we were provided to what we have now, and then Himanshu will pick up with a demo. So the reason we did a usability evaluation is that we felt that the most important thing for this app is making the app usable, because we want to allow the user to input a lot of data, and we want to get that data to make ZENse better. And so it's really important to make it user-friendly as possible, and I'll explain why. So for example, we had a login screen, and it had many fields, and the user has to go through this entire process, and there actually is a share function later on in the app. So instead of this, we eliminated this screen, and we just came up with the login with Facebook, just a simple button, and it takes care of security. We don't have to ask the user to like go through multiple forms, and also we can collect data from the user later on if we need to, and use it for something else. The profile, one of the things about this is that there was no way in the UI to actually go back to the dashboard, and one of the most important screens is the actual dashboard. So we took out the profile part of this, which is the summary of your own information, and put it in settings instead, because there's not that much information that you need about yourself. You're more likely, when you click on profile, to see information about yourself that's really relevant, which is the actual dashboard. So we made the profile the actual dashboard. So the mood curve, we took this out completely because we felt that the screen is, we want the user to focus on their activities, right? And the mood chart doesn't actually give a good visual representation of what have you done throughout the day, and also it's too small for the already small screen. It requires too much manual input. And for example, if I'm really happy, I might not go into the app to like write that I'm happy, or if I'm really depressed, I'm probably not even going to open this app. So these kind of things eliminate the actual usability of the function, so you can't actually get the data from the user. So instead, to allow a user to actually use this app, we just enlarged the pie chart, and it's very clear from this, like, what do I do most? So if I sleep the most, then maybe that's something that I can focus on to improve my life. So the next thing is displaying maps. So one of the things we found in this is that it was kind of clunky to see the really small maps, and you're allowed to tag address directly inside of the map. And if you think about it, if I'm a user, it's really hard to zoom into the map and also like click on the tag and open up a thing and actually type everything in. And there's no real incentive for the user to do this because they're not really getting anything back in return. So we analyzed this a bit more and basically came up with a way that that allows it to be a little bigger. And it's kind of like we pushed it up so that the user's very likely to see it and click on it. And once you click on it, you go to the bigger screen. So you can actually see the list of points, and the user will definitely click on those points now, or any point in the map.
And this is a static screen, so?
Yeah, so this is the static screen of the same thing. So this is similar, usually like with the map, most apps just like do a full-blown map so that it's easier to zoom in and zoom out. That's one of the things. And with the tag, so with the tagging and location, in the previous screen, you would click on the tag and address, and it would open this screen, and you would choose one of these or add your own tag. However, again, what is the incentive for the user to actually use this? Because it requires too much manual input, and the users want to have a quick way to do something, and it shouldn't take long at all. So instead, we came up with a way to take the nearby locations, use Google Places API to bring out a list of all the locations that are possible things that they want to tag, and allow them to just press a single click and choose the location instead. And if they still want to add, then they can press other and add the tag the same way. So that's one of the improvements that we did. It's just that the map is bigger, so the users, like, it's very visible. The other thing is, so we have a camera icon here in the UI screen. However, the user views this activity after the activity is over. And generally, like, let's say you're walking or something like that, or you're on a really fun trip or something like that, you're most likely not going to open the app, go to the timeline, go click on the activity, open the camera, and then take a picture. You're most likely just going to take a picture from your normal camera, like from your phone. And then maybe you want to add the pictures later. So we changed this into an attach function. And so you click on the paperclip and it pops up a list of, and he'll show this, a list of images, and you can basically choose whatever you want and tag them here. So that's one of the other things that we changed. Of course with approval from Pang. So some of the usability limitations that we found that we believe should be considered moving forward are the user still may not have an incentive to click and tag a map, because if there's no direct incentive for the user to like click something, get something, like if they don't see that the system is improving and learning and all of that stuff, like why should I go in and click the thing? But the most important thing at the same time is you need the user to click on it in order to get the back end to improve. So that's something that needs more of a usability expert suggestions. It's hard for the user to customize their own activity. So for example, you have the icon, the question mark icon for all the activities that are not listed, and there's only like 5. So let's say I am flying, for example, then you don't have any way for the user to go in and change the icon to whatever. Maybe that's something that they do often, so there's no way to customize that. And there's, as you can see, there was too much manual input on many of the screens, so that keeps the user away from using the app. And we want to try to get the user to use the app as much as possible. And we noticed from our experience with the current MobiSense platform, it takes up too much battery, so it makes the user want to, although this is more of a technical side, it also comes into usability because it makes the user want to uninstall the app. The app is still not user-friendly. For example, there's no start and stop service option, so it's always running. So that's one of the other things.
You mean from the UI perspective? Because we have start.
Well, that's, so for the new design, that function isn't included. So that's one of the other things that we believe should be considered. Okay, so now he's going to talk about the evolution and give a demo.
Let's see, maybe while we're setting up the different laptop, you can answer some questions?
Sure. We have one more slide before that, though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Here, look,
Okay.
should we click next?
Yeah, so yeah, please. So our app has been, we started the app with some set of UI designs, and okay, something.
Wait, what do you- Okay, can you share screen on yours and do that?
Sure. With the PowerPoint.
Okay, you need to unshare first.
But we
Wait,
have
actually, we have it on here. Let's just do it on this.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
get out of the.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there was a.
yeah. Okay, so as you can see, this was our first screen, and over the time there have been many iterations, and we have been developing our app, and our project evolved accordingly. Like the functionalities changed, the UI changed, the color scheme changed, so now it has very bright and contrasting colors to make it look more appealing. The usability of the application, like the map, you can see changed from very ugly to pretty beautiful right now. And so it's just a small overview of things, how our project evolved over our complete semester. And these are a bit of comparison. So this is not the previous design, how we changed our over the time. Okay, I will now move on to the demo part.
Okay.
So I will do the sharing,
Unshare over there first.
and
Wait, unshare over there on the other laptop first,
Yeah, so
Option.
and turn off your mic,
this one,
Yeah.
Okay.
and turn off your microphone.
I turn off.
Yeah, it's off.
Okay, and turn yours on.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm gonna share my
Should I turn off the recording?
No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with the application, which is, this is a new logo, smart logo. If I start with this, so as Sita mentioned, we have completely switched to login through Facebook. So this is the first screen which any user would be faced with. Login with Facebook gives security and really good features, and also extensible for future versions of smart logo. So user presses login with Facebook. I'm already logged into my Facebook account, and I had given the permission, so it directly took me to the dashboard. Over here, this is the first screen after logging user sees. So this screen directly gives aggregated data of all his activities, a summary of all the activities. So user is very easily able to see, okay, which activity I'm spending most amount of time. This one looks the biggest one, and this one. So it sees, okay, I'm spending 1/3 of my life on sleeping. I should probably take care of that. And then if user wants a different view, we have another view for that.
Can you actually add the overlay the text description over the pie chart?
Overlay the text description. This is one of the limitations currently.
Because of the library, you need it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We tried thinking, because okay, there's one feature if you want, like this thing, so that if there's different types of phones with smaller screens, so user would be able to squeeze in and out. So we wanted, if we force overlay, so we might miss on that feature.
And the text
So-
is going to be very small.
Yeah. So those are one our discussion with Bang, like what should we do about that. So we
Okay.
decided we keep it like this right now.
Okay.
And so the text there is, could you put it in 2 columns as well? It seems to be, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that we tried for a bit. It's just that the engine that we used is like
Is
very,
Specific.
it's very closed. Like we made these modifications to get these colors, as you can see from that was already like a big challenge. There should be some way to do it, but it was just not like
we can
the
give it a
most
try.
obvious.
Or if I click on one area of the pie chart, is it possible to pop up the text?
Yeah, it should.
You should.
The-
I mean for the
We can do that.
no,
We can
But
not
not,
in this.
not in
We haven't
this.
implemented that,
Okay.
Yeah.
but that is possible. Completely possible.
Yeah, otherwise you have to visually translate
Okay.
the color to the
So,
text. description.
Well, I
Uh,
mean that's underneath, right? So the legend is in the same color as the.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. You have to visually translate what does
Okay.
blue actually mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was some zoom functionality which I opened. Now we come on to the next screen. The user can see more data using a bar chart.
Hmm.
So over here, this again the same information but gives more information, a different view to the user, like in form of bar chart. And the other cool feature is a timeline feature over here. So in one day, how he has been spending most amount of time. So over here for a period of one day, he can see, okay, from this time to this time I was sleeping, then I was doing other different activities. So this is, we think is pretty good, gives a lot more information to the user and very easily. So these are the main 2 features from the dashboard. Then if user wants to go on to have more information about what activities he has been doing, he can go to the click above and go to the timeline activity. Over here, this is segmented based on the days. So the first day, second day, third day, and it goes down. And in each segment, he has all the activities listed one by one. So suppose it shows first activity, driving 9 AM to 9:30 AM, Santa Clara to Palo Alto. So he can go in. Okay, when he clicks on this, the user see the map of path of it while he was traveling. So he started from this point to this point, and then gives a description and description. I was driving from home to work, Santa Clara to Palo Alto. Now, as a feature of our app, suppose he was a really bad driver or whatever, he takes photos during the driving time. He wanna attach those photos. So I can see he can click on that button and it lists out all the images which he took. So he selects, suppose these 2-3 images, and presses OK.
So there's no filtering based on time and location?
It lists out all the gallery, all the
Just all
images
photos,
available.
okay.
So user can could have taken photos anytime.
Yeah, but you're trying to attach photos related with this
so
trajectory.
right now it is user gets all the photos in the gallery which he wanna attach to.
But you could filter it out, right? Because based on
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we can filter
Time and location already.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We can put it in our thing. So he can attach the photos or he can attach the description also. So suppose he wanna change the description over here. So I was driving from home to work. We may be driving from home to shopping. So he changes it. So he has the user has his map, description, and over here images. I should have shown this map function completely before. So if we that was just a static view, giving user it's a very lightweight page and gives a static view of his path, what he followed. And if the user wanna take more information, he can just click on it. He comes here where the user can zoom out, zoom in. This over here right now you're seeing a lot of tags, but these are all the points which user has tagged technically. If he hasn't tagged any points, the user would only be shown a path with start and end locations. That's the plan. So suppose he was going on a shopping as he has mentioned before, and he wanna tag a location. So he would just click the point on the map. He would zoom in there, click on this, and from the Google Places API, we fetch in all the location nearby that area, and the user can just select what is it? Suppose Shoreline Village Apartments, and we see a marker is placed, and then the user can edit the marker and do the same thing. Apart from the similarly, if he doesn't want to do it, he can just tag other, and a dialog would come and show we put some data over there.
Could you explain again what is the tagging functionally? So can they just go in and tag any location,
Yeah,
or
the
how
user
does
can-
it work?
The user can tag any location on the map, whichever suppose it's his home, so he can give this is my address, and then we can fetch more information from the Google Places API later on. That's a future work for MovieSense. But suppose he clicks this point, so all the location in the near 50-meter radius are pulled in from there, from the Google Places, and is shown to the user. User can tag this is the location for this, and that information is broadcasted as a service, which in the back end any listener can listen to and fetch the data. Suppose this shop market, or even as I was mentioning, tagging a location as a dollar would come in, and user can give his own location. Suppose it is his home. He tags it as home, and the marker is put on over here. So if we so basically it is a home, and that is broadcasted somehow. The title is not coming up right now, but something probably. I need to zoom in. That was a usability thing. Yeah, see, now the title is there.
So are the tags dependent on the activity itself, or is it just?
It's just by
the
user.
tags are-
Human
That-
annotation.
Basically, MovieSense in the backend, as Pang mentioned, that it needs a lot of data from their machine learning algorithm, so that they can know what location is of what type and other information. So that's why we allow user to tag it. But again, as we mentioned, the usability constraints, there's no incentive for the user to tag. So that's one thing. It's kind of
So we are adding description as well as the location type.
exactly. And s-
So,
yeah.
can you show the original design versus your current design and explain more like why you come up with this one?
Oh, you should
Yeah, that's that was one of the
slides in there.
slides.
I can.
yeah.
You want me to do it right now?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you have a screenshot?
I have it. Wait, why don't you just I don't. Is it? Is
I think you could still forget the sharing because you could
the
just show
tags
it.
Are like people will just tag locations on the map randomly so it's specific for one user.
Yes.
So they would see these tags on any activity. On any activity map.
It's gonna break.
No, just for that.
So the tags are activity based, so
Yes.
activity dependent.
Yes. Because we need the location type information and train the
How do I zoom in?
Yeah, just
Okay, so
press this
instead
button.
of, okay.
Press this.
So
No,
they
no, no,
would
no,
have
it's gonna
to
break.
tell us what they
Okay.
are doing,
Wait.
where they did these things on the trajectory.
Push it
That
out.
is manual labor.
Okay, so this is
how we get label data.
this was the original screen. This was the original screen. Over here, the user would be given out. The original plan was to let this is the thing. User can zoom in, zoom out over here. Then click at the point. A pop-up comes like this, tag address, and then you can tag. And then as she showed before, there's a dialog would come where she could show tag address. So we changed this thing because imagine this is a Nexus phone. This is pretty big phone, and over here, even on this, if the screen is this much, it's not easy to zoom in, zoom out on the phone. Most people would be having 3.5-inch screen phones, or it may not be possible. So what we did is we made it a static map so that it's really lightweight. This comes as, and it just shows this path, what he has followed, very brief information for the activity. You click on it, you get the full-fledged functionality of a map, as well as a tagging location, where suppose the same thing. What you are doing over here, you click on the map.
So all the tags have to be on the trajectory, right?
No,
No,
maybe
you don't,
anywhere.
you don't
Anywhere.
need to be on the track.
This is
You can tag anywhere.
this probably is not the best to show. Like I can show you later on if you want. If it is fresh activity, it would just be a path over here with start and the end location, nothing else. These are all the points which we feed into the database, so that they can show that these locations have been tagged on the path.
So what is the reason that you can tag some place in San Francisco and you say, okay, this is, restaurant? Doesn't it have to be on the trajectory itself?
There's one thing, it's really hard for a user to click on a trajectory nicely. It's not possible to hit exact
So at
point.
least close to the trajectory, right?
Yeah, that we could have done, but
Yeah, so the user is supposed to tag something at least near the trajectory,
Okay.
but if he, he just intend to do so to tag something, far away.
Yeah.
But then we don't know
Yeah.
when he did that, right? We just know that it is just a restaurant in San Francisco.
Yes, but we cannot, at
It's
least-
not useful for activity recognition,
Yes.
but if user wants to tag, we don't want to stop that, right? If I see an interesting zoo there, I want to tag it, say, visit this place next time, or I see later.
Okay.
sure. So
So is there also a way to change the time domains? Like you said, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., right? But maybe the user travels just from 9:05 to 9:20.
we haven't implemented in the UI like way for user to change the time. I don't know if it would be a good idea. We had a discussion about it or not. It would be a good idea to change the time.
So it's not in the new design yet. that
Yes.
feature.
That's what
We
you
had
did.
that in the.
You did it for the whole semester, yes.
Cut out some features that you were not.
Okay, so this is it, I think. User. So I've shown user can see its trajectory, go onto the map, tag locations. Just hold on. If I'm just let me see if I'm sharing it correctly.
That's okay, I'm gonna just record it.
Okay, sure. So, yeah. So user can choose trajectory and tag location, change the description, switch the images. So now what he has done, like, okay, I've done this awesome activity, probably flying or something, and taken the images. Let me share it on the Facebook. So you click the share icon over here, and he's presented, are you okay with posting this activity with all the pictures of the Facebook? Press OK, it will be posted on the,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, that was,
That will happen when you
Is
want
that
to
because you don't have virus or?
No, wait, are you not connected?
probably, I don't, okay,
We have another demo phone.
yeah, you can use that. Okay,
Can you just only this one?
Yeah, hold on, let me make sure.
That's
So
fine.
basically, demo
we
issues
believe you that it works.
usually come up.
That would be fine. I want to see how Facebook look like.
I can show you
Yeah,
directly.
we can
have
show you the examples that
So
we've
over-
tested. Oh shit. I delete them.
You deleted? Okay, these are this. So this is the
Are
code
you
gets
really
posted
pushing
on.
to?
It gets posted
Okay.
over here. Okay, so this would be the activity name over here, and then the description,
I see.
and then the photo. Like so,
Okay.
for all the photos, what we decide is we post all the photos and add the description and activity name as a description of the photo and post it on the Facebook.
I see.
So there are like hundreds of photos on the
Can
Facebook,
you add
and
a link there, shared by,
we can do that.
okay.
We can definitely do that.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. Like there are like hundreds of photos on this, and
Me has a question?
Excuse me.
This one is working.
did you share it? Just post it.
Yes,
Yeah.
can you check?
Let me.
I just did it through here.
Is it? Are you
You're
sure?
really pushing it on your profile.
It's just your,
It's
It's
just
really your fake profile right now.
Let's
I'll
we'll
try it
see.
in like a minute.
Okay, so after the Facebook thing. Okay, let me change on to other thing. Okay,
I was wondering what you were doing.
so let's assume the Facebook worked, and and we have seen the photos which are posted.
You had a question?
Yeah, me has a question?
If you don't upload the photo on the movie SAMs, what will happen on Facebook?
If there's no photo, if you didn't attach photos on that screen, right?
We are not uploading the activity. We are just uploading the photos, and you are saying if there's no photos in the activity,
Yes, just activity.
nothing would get posted. We will say.
Can I just share my status?
If you want to, like, we can put the
We don't-
functionality.
yeah,
we
we
remove
don't
that
have
functionality.
We removed that
We
functionality
had,
because it wasn't part of the.
Like it wasn't part of our design, so we just removed it. So I think we had a discussion. I don't remember exactly, but somehow we said, okay, that is the thing which we would go with. That photos and description and activity with this.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, you know, I see other apps like Runkeeper, you can share that you have been running 2 miles with
Okay.
a trajectory, right?
Yeah.
So
Use the
probably we
pass.
can make it a proper like something other.
Yeah, I see people like Jonathan. He's now back in Pittsburgh. Every time I see his post, like, you know,
Oh,
be
yeah.
running for 2 miles in Shady Park, feels good. So it would be nice
Right,
I can
right.
show the map route and you.
Oh, so you're saying the map also?
Yeah,
I can definitely do that. This I can post a static map on the Facebook
right.
and with your description, whatever the user want to put.
Yeah,
We can
because that'll be
definitely
really perfect for the NSF project, right?
But it's a little bit different. So what you do right now is you are uploading photos, right?
Mhm.
Whereas the other cases, they are posting a
So-
message on the and then attach a photo to that message.
So we can add one more functionality in the share button, a dialog. You want to put a status message. So when you put a status, automatic link for the map, the path,
Yeah.
as well as the whatever you want to put.
But I think the suggestion is to unify it, to always
Yes.
have it as, you know, as a share
Okay.
message, and then not up, because what you do here is you upload it into a gallery, right?
Mhm.
So have it more like where you have a status and sometimes you can attach a photo and sometimes not.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Or you can ask it, well, or
We'll have to think about the UI design, but yeah, we can definitely do that.
No, by default you will upload both your status, which is activity name,
Mhm.
your map, and also if there is a photo attached, you can share upload the photos, right? Then the user
Sure.
during the upload, you can uncheck, say, do you want to share your status, or do you want to share your location, or do
Sure.
you want to share pictures?
Sure. Okay. So remember that we can note down
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, can you set the default who you share with somehow?
By default, it is going in public right now, but we can change it to it's your visibility to only me, which like not posting to the public basically.
Yeah, recording to myself.
Right, right.
Yeah, we can do that. Right now it's on public.
NSA.
They don't need to be said. Default
Only
is
to NSA.
default is NSA.
NSA.
Okay, so those are the main functionalities: timeline, dashboard, Facebook, and then other things are like profile list. This okay, so that was the thing which Sita mentioned before, that we changed the profile to point to dashboard basically. Then the user want to go to settings. He has his information put in from Facebook, name, email ID, and these are right now just placeholders. But yeah, terms of service are there, so you see the terms of service. Those are the things which are just kind of placeholders for the thing functionality to be put in. And I think I have covered most of the thing. Anything else important?
Himanshu.
Yeah.
I had a question. You have the miscellaneous section here. I know this isn't really related to the UI, but is there any way to create other activities? Is there like biking, or is there like
Yeah.
working out, or is there?
That was, so we couldn't like understand that from the UI screens, like how the user would actually, what would the flow be like to actually like create a new activity. And we worked on the UI, keeping in mind
Right
that
now,
we get the data.
Yeah, right now we have a, as we mentioned before, we have a backend which is completely handled by Ming, and right now we have a middle layer and a UI. So we have built a UI layer, and we are fetching all the data from this middle layer, which is our manager classes. So and over here we have exposed all the APIs. So if we change anything, like if you want to give more functionality, like adding more activities, that goes in there, and that data will be pulled in on the UI. So
I
it's
see,
very
yeah.
segregated. So from the UI, there's no way to add new activity right now.
There's 2 more slides left.
Okay, so are we running out of time? Okay, oh yeah. So
So,
can you switch on to that one?
so just a quick question to that. Are you doing basically one-way data binding from middle layer to the UI? Is it right? Or-
Right now it is just one way. That is, we are just actually not. That's a good question. That's a good question.
I think you can actually relabel one activity, right? I mean, label.
Relabel activity, yeah.
Yeah, but they will group it into the mix.
Yeah, they will give group in the miscellaneous. For answering your question, it's one way, and so our initial plan was just one way, that we are developing the UI. We are not messing with any data and all. But in the last stage of our app, we thought, okay, we should be having something to store all the data. So we created a new database and broadcast. So we are running a broadcaster which gives all the map data and all those things. So we backend can listen to it.
Okay.
And we have also created one more local database, so where we are storing all the essential information. That is a very basic one, for which the ER diagram was shown. So we are storing the data in there. And
So-
again, that data is also handled by manager classes. So again, it is very easy to change things to because I think MobiSense also has one more local database. So that can be easily merged together later on.
So are you using some third-party framework to do a data binding, or are you
No, we are not.
implementing that?
We are doing it by ourselves. All the manager classes are created by ourselves.
So in Java, there are no two-way data bindings, for UI and model.
You mean Android or in Java?
In Java, is it Android? I mean, Android Java. Yeah, Android. Because JavaScript has a lot of these
Could you explain
two-way
what-
data bindings, right? But I'm wondering if
Do you mean like updating the UI, basically?
Yeah,
So the thing is, the way with the UI, thread, like it runs as a separate. It's like the main, right? So whenever we want to update information on the UI, we run a separate thread, like as an async task, for example,
yeah.
and we do the updating of the UI on post execute, which is part of that thread, and that's how we're updating the UIs.
Exactly.
That's
So
what you mean, like by getting data back and pushing data up to the UI again.
So my understanding of data binding is you just need to change content of variables, and that will appear on the UI, right?
that is not
Yeah,
very
that's-
automatic. Those
yeah,
are
it
done by
isn't.
frameworks. For JavaScript, probably you're doing so.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're
So I
using
would-
AD framework or some other frameworks, that would do that for you automatically. Android unfortunately doesn't have that, so we mimic that behavior by programming ourselves. So most of this, as you mentioned, post execute, in the post execute we write all the code what we wanna reflect onto the UI. We do it by ourselves.
So there's
It
no-
also keeps the main thread from running
Yeah.
and doing its own stuff.
So that's how we are handling.
Okay.
Uh,
Like
slide.
one more slide, yeah.
Yeah.
2 more slides.
So this is the lessons learned slide where okay, as we mentioned that our app evolved a lot from the starting stage when we were handed the UI design, and so understanding clients' needs and requirements was a big aspect of it. So we had a lot. That was one of the big lessons, like being in constant touch and updating our status to the client and getting the feedback. Schedule management, because between our team we are like having other subjects also, schedule management, how we manage our project. the biggest part of UI UX, so that's why we gave it a complete section in the presentation, that we wanted to make the UI really pretty, as was like our UI designs given to us were really good. But we also wanted the app to be usable and keeping in mind what are the needs are. So balancing all the three things was a really big aspect, and I think that would be beneficial. And then teamwork management, how we divide our work within the team. Future work for MobiSense, you guys mentioned some 2 or 3 things we should be adding onto this slide. Apart from that, there are 2 things which we think are important. First is backend integration, which is not currently complete. So for us, as we told, we have the middle layer for integration, API calls have been implemented, so we need to change that. And probably merge the local database which we are creating with the original MobiSense database. Currently, all the APIs are just seeding the data, or manual seed of data. And some functionality, as you mentioned, that is stopping and starting of service, is not in the UI right now. So some functionality is missing from the UI design, so we might need to have UI screens for them. Yeah, and that's our presentation. Any more questions?
So very good job. I think the client can propose a few things that you guys can add on to make things look better. Do you want to take notes on the wish list? Or?
Yeah, actually,
I will take notes.
I think the most important thing is just make the pie chart, the legend of the pie chart.
More visible.
Yeah, maybe more visible. And the Facebook sharing to share the actual text, the activity text on Facebook,
And also the
as
map.
well as the map trajectory. But I think last time you guys mentioned you have some problem implementing the sharing trajectory.
Yeah, we weren't sure like how we were gonna share the thing, but
That is like.
Why is that
static
problem?
map.
If you just share that as a picture, which
We can share, actually,
we can share
do the
it.
picture also,
but I mean,
or
when you guys
that's
said
static.
trajectory, we thought it was like
oh no, just
That-
an actual.
But the
So
static
how-
map we are sending, the Google thing, we can send the link completely as a tiny URL, and then.
I think sharing the picture might be easy, right?
I don't know, because you mentioned Facebook actually has the functionality of sharing trajectory.
Right. Sure.
Okay.
I had a question for the team, or maybe this is a question for the client. So one of the goals here was to improve usability, and I was wondering how the team and the client felt about actually doing user testing of the features.
It's not released yet, so we can't be able to test it. The app has not been released yet. You mean for the future testing?
Yeah, we test all our features with users before they're released.
So far, what the team did is in UI and the framework to integrate the whole things to backend, but we haven't integrated the framework to the backend yet. So after we integrated the UI to the backend, then we can test it.
Okay.
You mean, do we have any criteria or any metrics for user testing or plan for user testing?
I was just curious.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you should have more experience than us. Do you have any well-established procedure for user testing or?
Software does.
I see.
One way.
Yeah, I mean, for this one.
Well, you show the user, here's my app, use it, and then you watch them use it.
I see.
Because you're trying to get good data,
Correct.
and if the app's not usable, you're not gonna get, someone's gonna download and give it 1 star.
Sure.
Right, so you'd rather know that earlier, before
Internally.
releasing the app,
Right.
maybe even before having the team write code.
Yeah. But I
Because it's cheaper to change things before you start writing code.
Yeah, we can
Just a
talk
thought.
We can talk about that at park tomorrow, because,
And if you need help, I'm happy to help with you guys offline.
of
There's
course.
a ton of techniques we could be using to validate the requirements.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because at the end of the day, we all want really good data.
That's all.
And you want addictive apps that people are downloading and sharing and using, and
Yes, that's exactly the thing.
so I sort of bypassed the team with that question, my apologies.
I think that's really good point. That's kind of what we've been trying to, like, also, we've been stressing throughout our team as well. And that's why we did the whole usability evaluation. We found-
Clearly, before and after, this is a major improvement,
Oh,
in my opinion.
Oh, it is. If you look at our current app, I wouldn't
You wouldn't use it.
Well, I used it, but it's not very, it's not very usable, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So two main things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the pie chart and also the sharing function.
I just did it again, so it's working now.
Okay.
So if you can, I will show you right now.
On your Facebook.
Wait, you're signed in on this one. Oh wait, just show them with that.
Or just plug in the screen.
This,
Okay.
this, doesn't-
Watch out, watch out.
we don't have the, what to say, connector.
Okay.
Because Georgie, you need to let Georgie know as well. No, not coming, he's still in LA.
Oh, he's not coming?
So these two photos
Oh,
just got
nice.
updated right now,
I see.
a minute ago. I just did it right away, so
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
This was 1 hour ago.
Okay, cool.
So
Can you add a link, like shared by,
Yeah.
from?
yeah, we can do that.
Whatever we call it later.
Yeah, we can do that.
Awesome.
I don't know if that thing somehow on the demo.
Yeah, cool. Good job. Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna end the recording.
Oh, and also the picture filtering part, right?
Picture filtering.
Yeah.
So, okay.
That should be easy. So we show the pictures, only show the pictures that are in the time of the activity that has been taken during the.